doing, YouTube? Prime Driver Jacob here, coming at you to talk about Prime Inc.'s PSD training. Kind of been thinking about doing this one for a while, been trying to figure out how I want to do it, but here we go. So, some people are going to tell you one thing, companies going to tell you another thing. I'm going to kind of break it all down for you. So, after you get your permit and you are approved to get a trainer, you get matched up with one finds you, however you end up getting a trainer. You go with a trainer, it's supposed to be 2 weeks from the date of your permit that you're supposed to wait to come back and test out. Now there's different kind of conflicting things out there where people are coming back with only 10 hours of drive time. That's going to be later on. I'll get more in depth to that, but you're going to come back and test. Now what they are going to, or what certain people are going to be telling you, that all you need to learn while you are PSD, which is Prime Student Driver, that means you just have your permit, is your pre-trip, your backing, and how to drive the truck. And that is it. They don't want you guys learning how to do the Qualcomm. They don't want you learning how to set temperatures on the reefer unit. They don't want you checking in at shippers and receivers. They don't want you fueling. They don't want you detaching trailers. They want you focused on pre-trip, backing, and how to drive the truck. If you're out on the road with a trainer and that is all you learn, either your trainer is a complete a-hole or you're lazy. Plain and simple. You should be following your trainer wherever he goes. He gets out of the truck, you should be getting out of the truck with him. Be like, hey, what are we doing? Alright, go check in with the shipper. Alright, let's go and see how he checks in. See what information and where he's getting that information from to get the load. Same thing at the receivers. Follow them in at the receivers. Alright, hey, give them the paperwork. Alright, what paperwork we're supposed to be getting back. Alright. So, that stuff is real simple, real quick, and easy to learn. You should be paying attention on the Qualcomms or the phone, or your trainer uses his phone for what messages they're sending out. Now, I don't expect anyone to be mastered at any of this, but you should have a basic introduction to it while you are a PSD. You should be noticing, like, alright, hey, every time we go to get to a 01, 02, 03, or whatever, to a 90, that we have to send an arrive location and a depart. Now, we drop a trailer, we pick up a trailer, we should be sending inspection reports for those. Real simple, basic stuff. How to do a macro 27. As a student, you should be having a notebook with you. As a trainer, you should be making sure your student has a notebook. Taking notes on this. If you're just reserved on, well, they're too stupid to learn their pre-trip, so that's all that we're going to focus on is on pre-trip and not going to force any more information on them. And that's not my words. That is what other people have told me is students are unable to learn anything more than pre-trip because they're failing their pre-trip when they go to test out. So we don't want to give them any more information than just the bare minimum. It is horse shit. Sorry for the swearing. See, on all of our stuff, even on my hat, it says Prime Inc. driven by the best. We need to change this. We're not driven by the best anymore, because of the culture that we're allowed to progress through the ranks. We need to change it to Prime Inc. trained by the best. There's a lot of older drivers, including myself. I'm not training anymore. I've got personal reasons plus a lot of other reasons why I am not training. But yet, has anyone in that training department reached out to me and asked me, hey, why are you not training anymore? We noticed that you haven't been through since May to pick up a student. Just want to touch base with you, see what your thoughts are. What can we do better? What can Prime do better for this program to get these students through the process? Oh, no, yeah, I guess it's funny. Driver Advisory Board. It's part of TNT, but one of the things this month they brought up they're like, oh, we need a checklist for what TNT students should be learning. Prime had that. I don't know when they stopped giving out the booklets. I've still got mine. I even got a student booklet on my truck. It is broken down to mileage increments of everything that your student should be learning. Why do we do away with it? Even going to PSD, alright, I know it wasn't broken down to mileage and stuff like that. Break it down to Qualcomm, reefer temperature, everything that we pretty much do. And again, we shouldn't be asking the students to master it during PSD. That's what TNT's for. TNT's for building off of the basics. PSD is setting that foundation. If you're in PSD and all you're focused on is the bare minimum and just pouring the concrete slab of your house, and you don't put up any sort of freaking cinder blocks, bracings, or anything else to build the rest of your house on, you're setting yourself up for failure. Your trainer is setting you up for failure. Our program is setting you up for failure. I'm going to do a separate video for 5 tips, or however many tips I can think of to help improve the program. It's a lot of stuff has gone on, and they're letting people get away with. I'll just say this. I heard recently, I don't know how long, they've been going to this 10 hours of drive time. Yeah, there's students not getting 10 hours of drive time. And if anyone in the office of Prime watches this, yeah, you can just sit on the pad and leave your student on drive time, so you're aware. We need to go to a little different system than just drive time. Just saying. That's just like saying back to when I came through and started training, or I went through training, it used to be 75 hours of drive time behind the wheel before you can test out. We are rushing these students through PSD way too fast. To what? So they can get a paycheck. As I said, we're setting them up for failure by not giving them time to build that foundation. I can tell you, even back when it was 75 hours, and one of your top PSD trainers, or I should say instructors, was fudging the drive time back then. So fudging drive time is something not new, and you're not going to get around with. You're going to have to put mileage on that student. We need to get some sort of evaluation, some sort of accountability going for trainers and students on both ends. I know there's been problems with students coming back in and afraid to say stuff because they just want to get through the program to get their license and get off the trainer's truck. On the other side of it is there's trainers, including myself, that'll come in and say, like one I had, I was not the right trainer for him. No matter what your matching program, whatever you're going to go through, you're not going to get a perfect match all the time. No matter what I did, I could not get him motivated. Took 2 times to get him off my truck because I just simply was not the right trainer for him. We should be, as a trainer, you'd say it all the time, we are the captain of the ship. If we do not feel comfortable with a student and we do not believe that we can train them the best that they can be, there needs to be some way for us to get them off of our truck. Now, granted, you got people on the flip side of that. They come back in and they mess up on pre-trip one time, now they want to leave them at the yard. Or backing, they mess up on their, pretty much they don't get a trifecta the first time. The trainer wants to dump them on the yard so they can grab another student. Now I'm going to do a separate video breaking down what the pay is and the difference between a company and lease PSD instructor. And to kind of explain why some of these lease guys want to dump their students. Anyways, we got to do better. If we keep lowering our standards to what students are getting trained and pushing them through the program, the more problems in the long run, the less the students are going to stick around. I don't even know what the statistic is that people make it from training to get their own truck, let alone 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. I'm at over 5.5 years. I know I'm an anomaly with this company. People don't usually make it this long from starting with the same company all the way through. Now, me personally, I'm making good money, and on the account that I'm on, I don't need to be a trainer to make good money. So, again, I got a video, gonna do up a video talking about TNT. I'm gonna do a video breaking down the pay difference between a company and lease PSD instructor, and then I don't know, hopefully this gets up to, oh, and my tip, like 5 or so tips to help improve our program. As I said, the biggest thing is we need accountability, and I'll give you a clue on this one. How will we have our PSDs do? I believe it's a macro 45. That's all I'm going to say. The old guys that have been with the Prime for a while, we lived that nightmare macro 45 for a while. Why don't we just have the PSDs do it, so that way we know that they're doing pre-trip? So, hope you enjoy this video. This is not to scare anyone off from coming in to repeat the PSD program. It is a great program. I just think, again, this is my personal opinion, we're rushing things way too much to get people paychecked, hired on, and get them so they're getting a paycheck, instead of focusing on good foundational training where the student's good to go, they're set up to succeed within Prime. And as it's not just on the student's fault, it's not just on the trainer's fault, it's all the way up into management's fault. So, and if anyone in corporate or management or that wants to call and bring me into Springfield, I will be more than glad to personally sit down with anyone, all the way up to Rob Lowe, and explain my feelings on all of this. So, with that being said, everyone stay safe and make sure to like, comment, and share this out so it gets out there. So, alright everyone, talk to you later.